Can spirituality help to solve the ever more concerning environmental problems? Is the revitalization of human values an important way for people to change environmental behavior? Is capitalism dead? We have a great opportunity today to discuss these issues with the world-renowned humanitarian and spiritual leader, His Holiness Sri Ravi Shankar. Sri Ravi Shankar is the founder of Art of Living Foundation, a not-for-profit educational and humanitarian organization with a presence in over 150 countries. The Art of Living today is one of the largest voluntary organizations in the world. He's also the founder of International Association for Human Values, nurturing and uplifting basic human values such as compassion, friendliness, and service form the foundation of the association's global activities. So, how serious are the environmental issues in comparison to some other burning issues of today like food crisis, economic crisis, terrorism, wars?
Certainly, environmental crisis should be given the topmost priority because it's an ongoing problem. Whereas war and terrorism, though it concerns the lives of many people, an immediate effect. On a long-term basis, environmental issue is a thing that has to be addressed, cannot be ignored at any cost. Of course, when there is a war, and there is bomb falling right next door, you can't think about planting new trees. In those situations, whether it's Gaza, Lebanon or Sri Lanka, or, places like Pakistan, Afghanistan, the immediate concern is to put an end to terrorism and stop the war. Then environment can be a next concern. But at the same time, I would say that even war is part of the environmental concern. Dropping tons of ammunitions and bombs in a small area permanently damages that area for a long, long time. So trees are damaged, the earth is damaged and the water is polluted. So I don't see wars, terrorism as separate from environmental issue. They are part of environmental issue, in fact.
Well, the latest findings of environmental science show that climate change has been progressing much faster than expected. But the question is why and how we humans even reached this alarming point.
Lack of planning and lack of concern for environment has led us in this position now. So we need to be more aware of these issues because these issues were shoved under the carpet because it was never given prominence. That producing bombs or too many radiation in the cities would cause health hazards and make the birds disappear from, and less birds are seen in metropolitan areas and trees are not growing. So the concern for environmental has not been there, rather the greed of consumerism had overtaken. But now with the collapse of capitalism, people are becoming more aware. See, then we have to put an end to consumerism. Somewhere we have to conserve nature.
Yesterday I heard you say that communism, it took 10 years for communism to collapse and it took like several months for capitalism to collapse, and every ism will collapse unless there is humanism. But the question is capitalism really dead? And where is environmentalism here in this thinking?
It's a spiritualism or humanism which gives impetus to any system to sustain. We need to have a sustained growth. We need to have a society which is more caring and sharing. So we need to have that sensitivity towards the whole planet. And sensitivity and sensibility for the planet comes with humanism, with spirituality. because spirituality or humanism makes someone sensitive and more sensible. And that is essential to care for the planet.
Art of Living Foundation has issued some massive initiatives to ensure sustainable development. An amazing program that Art of Living has taken up with the United Nations is called the Mission Green Earth, which has a goal to plant like more than 100 million trees in a very short period of time between July 2008 and to July 2009. So this is an amazing project, probably one of the biggest exercises against global warming. What can you say how this project is progressing?
10.6 million people participated from Art of Living alone in this project around the world, and we got 55.5 million pledges that has happened, of which more than half, around 34 million, have already been planted. So we would expect to have it raised to 100 or 150 soon. We had to double that effort. But again, I'm telling you, it's no point in we just simply planting trees if the wars don't stop, if the conflict don't stop. Because conflict can erase all this effort of planting trees in no time. An armed conflict and landmines planted by the warring fractions has more damage to the environment than the good we could achieve by planting trees. So our first and foremost area should be area of attention. Our first and foremost area of attention should be to put an end to conflict, to bring warring fractions together on a negotiation table, bring them an understanding, and give them a bigger picture about the whole planet Earth rather than thinking in the small little box mind.
I'm certainly interested. So what can I do to be a part of it? Where can I apply?
Yeah, I would welcome all those who are interested to resolve conflicts in the world. My vision is to see a violence-free and stress-free world, stress-free society. And I invite everyone who care for this planet and the people of this planet to come together. Come, let's all work together. And we have centers all over the world. You can contact any one of our centers or through the web page. And a joint concerted effort of all those who care for people, who care for peace and prosperity of the planet will definitely yield fruit. We all should work together. I invite all the NGOs and individuals who are interested to create a stress-free society, in a violence-free society, most welcome.
Honestly, I was surprised and amazed by how many activities in the green sustainable development Art of Living is actually doing, has done till now. Can you say some more about, for example, chemical-free farming or building biogas power plants or harnessing water projects that are going on all over the globe?
Yes, we are very much for chemical-free farming, natural farming. In India, from thousands of years, they have been using these natural farming processes. But of recent years, in the past 2-3 decades, people have moved away from that, and they were allured by all the glamour of the chemical farming and all the GM products, genetically modified seeds. So they all en masse went. Now we are trying to bring them back to their old system of sustainable development, in which we chemical-free farming, natural farming, without pesticides and chemicals. It is taking good shape, but I would like that to grow much faster than what it's going through now. At the same time, education is also high on our agenda. We need to educate our children. There are millions of children below poverty line who cannot afford to go to school. So we have 100 free schools for all the underprivileged children. And it's so satisfying to see them blossom. Thousands of children in the schools have really blossomed. It's so satisfying to see them. And this planting tree or natural farming will have to be inculcated right from the school days. Unfortunately, many education systems care less for environment or tree planting. Children are not taught how to garden or how to plant trees. This is something that I have taken up in the Art of Living, that we educate children to grow their little gardens in their home or in the school even. So that sensitivity to the plants come right from young age. And they do take pride in it, no? And they grow tomatoes or, some vegetables, and they're so proud of what they've grown.
The Bible's idiom, as you sow, so shall you reap, has a similar meaning as karma. What is karma, and are we Western people supposed to be punished for our anti-environmental behavior? Some people are afraid feel guilty about what is going on.
Karma is a latent impression and potential activity. They're both present in our consciousness, in our mind. Our past doings present as impressions, and future tendencies present as impressions. And to erase these impressions or to modify them is in our hands, totally in our hands. Certain impressions you can erase very quickly, certain impression will take some effort. And breathing exercises, meditation is all a way to erase those karmas. In Indian mythology it is said that if you want to cut one tree, you have to ask the permission and promise the tree you are going to plant 5 of the same kind. So with that promise you are allowed to cut a tree. Sometimes you have to cut trees which you cannot avoid, but there is a compensation that you have to do, that you have to plant 5 of the same variety. So then it is said that karma of cutting one tree will not affect you.
I talk to so many people and they feel so helpless, hopeless about what they can do for environment, that their contribution is of no value and so on. On the other hand, Art of Living, you and Art of Living Foundation has done a great job. I'm just quoting that Art of Living has conducted 120,000 courses benefiting 5.7 million people, conducted 24,000 medical camps benefiting 2.5 million people, planting tens of millions of trees, building 820 biogas plants. So what is the secret to your success? How come you're so successful, you and the Art of Living people?
It's just the love for the planet, love for people, love for God, that keeps you going in this, Because if you love God, you can't but love His creation and His people. So it's that spiritual element that has motivated millions of people. To all those who think that their contribution is not going to make a big difference in the world, I would say they are wrong. Because every drop counts. Drop by drop makes it an ocean. So we should not underestimate our capability. Yes, alone we may find it very difficult to do. That's why we have NGOs and organizations like Art of Living Foundation, where it gives a support system for all those who want to care for the planet, want to care for the environment and come together and do some work. If you are a team, if you are a group of people wanting to achieve a project, it's much easier and much faster. But nevertheless, never give up the idea that you too can make a difference.
Some people call you Guru of Joy. People for Earth is a green online spot inspiring and empowering people to live more eco-friendly and more fulfilling lives. So, but however, being green is perceived as a hard task full of renunciation. How can we lead both eco-friendly and happy living?
You see, it's a question of having long-term benefit or short-term gains. Sometimes short-term gain will lead you into a long-term disaster, and for long-term benefit you may have to bear a short-term loss, and that's more wise to do that. So it may be the case that to go green you may have to undergo some hardships, but I tell you it's worth it, because on the long run it's going to benefit you and benefit everybody else. So joy or happiness is an attitude, and this attitude is in your control. You can regulate it. You can, in spite of having everything, you can be miserable, and in spite of having nothing, you can be happy. So happiness is that inner state, inner attitude, which you can take control of it if you are in the spiritual path. If you do a little bit practice to calm the mind, if you know a little bit about your body and regulate your breath, you can achieve a lot. So a few moments of meditation that would relieve you of your stress, that would keep your body and mind healthy, and that can uplift the spirit. And that uplifted spirit can allow you to take up any challenge.
Finally, what is your message for all the people in the world that really care for the earth?
First and foremost, I want each and every one of the 6.5 billion people on the planet Earth to feel they belong to one human family. We are from different cultural background, different languages, different race, different religion, different countries, but we are one people, one family. And we live in this one planet, so we need to protect this one planet. So let us envisage a stress-free and violence-free society and a green earth. The future generation deserves a better planet Earth than what we have inherited. Let us better this planet and pass it on to the coming generation. Thank you.
Thank you.